Hey guys, Mike here. I'm going to tie a caddis pattern for you. It's been a really productive caddis for me over the past 7 years with steelhead fishing. What I got in a Regal Vise here is a Daiichi 1530 with a 1/8 inch black nickel bead. I'm going to be using chartreuse thread in the 8/0. For the body, we're going to use Caddis nymph skin in the natural latex. What I've gone ahead and done was cut a 45-degree angle in the latex here. We're going to start it by catching it by the tip of the thread. So spin your thread so it's nice and flat so you can catch it easier. Catch it by the tip right before the curve of the hook, and you're going to wrap it down about halfway down the curve or so with the hook. And with the thread being fairly flat, just go ahead and wrap the thread towards the front and just make nice even wraps. Oops. Towards the bead there. Try to make them nice to cover the shank up so it doesn't show through too much. Probably doesn't really matter though, the fish don't matter. Now what we're going to do is pull this latex tight and start to build a taper. So I'm going to keep a little tension on it, and then lessen the tension as I go up the hook shank here, and putting about a 50-50 wrap on it. So each time, as you guys hopefully can see in the videos, I'm going about 50% over to make the nice taper and lay. Okay, taper's laying. We're getting nice segmentation. We're going to go right up to the bead with this. Again, this is a pretty easy pattern. Now with this latex, pull it pretty tight and get a few good, really tight wraps with the thread on here. Make sure that's nice and secured, and maybe pull it back a little bit and catch a few more on top of it, because what I'm going to do is pull with some good tension on here. You want to pull it nice and tight. Cut it with a good pair of sharp scissors so you get a nice clean cut on there. Now what I'm going to do here, you can either color this thread with a brown marker, black marker, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and whip finish this off with just a few good wraps here. Pop it off. I'm going to switch to a, still with an 8/0. This is just a darker color. This one happens to be the camel thread, just to not have the chartreuse thread showing through in the end with the black dubbing that we're going to put on at the end here. Then the very next step is we're going to use a celery colored marker. I'm going to go ahead and color the whole fly with this. Go ahead and hit the top, bottom, it doesn't really matter. We're going to cover this really good, get it good and coated. I hope that's showing through in the camera pretty well so you guys can see it. But it's almost like a chartreuse color. It might be a little darker with the lighting here. But go ahead and make sure you get that all in there and get it to bleed into it. You might have to go over it a few times here. Sometimes the material varies a little bit. Make sure it gets into some of the segmentation there to give it some realistic look there. Good coating, especially on the bottom, because you want to pop a little bit more on the bottom on this particular pattern. Now you can leave it like this and finish the fly off. What I'm going to do though is put a little bit of a dark olive strip right down the back. So I'm just going to go right down the top of it. So all I did was go right down the center of the fly with the strip there, so it makes it nice. Gives it that nice color look like a true caddis has. We're going to go ahead and use a UV finish. This happens to be the Clear Goo Hydro, which they don't make anymore, but any of the UV gels work fine, or cements if you want. Go ahead and just coat this. Nice even thin coat on there just to make the fly a lot more durable. You can go ahead and get your thread wraps too. It makes it a little bit more durable, and these flies last a long time. Okay, now we got that nice and coated. We're going to hit it with the UV light. Just hold that for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds or so. Just make sure it's dry is the most important part. Alright, it's probably pretty good. Probably, yeah, it's pretty good there. So then the next step we're going to do is just some of the dubbing here. And this is in the dark stonefly nymph. You can feel free to use any other black dubbing. I just happen to like this color. It's got a little flash in it. They do make a bronze colored one. It's kind of like a copper color. I forget the exact name of it. But that works really good too. But any of the bronze blacks work great. That could have been a nice noodle on the thread there wrapped it on. And we're just gonna just cover back a little bit over the material to bring it up to the bead. It's pretty simple tying stuff. I mean, nothing really special in this fly. So I just like to make sure it's even. You can kind of rough it up with your fingers just a little bit to make sure you got enough dubbing on there. I just like to give it that little bit more buggier appearance. Kind of looks good there. Then all we're going to do is go ahead and just spin that thread nice and flat so it wraps even for you. Just go ahead and finish that off with 4 or 5 turns, and then do another 4 or 5 turn. That's why we use the darker thread, so if it does show through, it doesn't matter. The fish don't care. And doing the double whip finish makes it plenty durable. So yeah, this caddis is, like I said in the beginning of the video, has been really productive. Great for steelhead trout in the spring. You can tie it in smaller sizes. This happens to be the size 10 on the 1530. You go down to size 12 with no problem. You can use many other hooks too if you like. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, just feel free to message me. And good luck and tight lines.